All right, number 3, we want to set up this problem, the partial fraction. So basically what it's saying is that if we have some fractions, let's say a over b, for example, and we were adding some other fractions, c over d, to get a common denominator, we would multiply the denominators together, giving us b times d, and then you can pretty much cross the tops. So this will be a times d plus b times c. But we're going to write it in the term of trying to split it up. So we'll factor the denominator, and then we'll be able to write 2 separate fractions. But we won't solve for a or c or a or b, however we want to write it. So that's going to be the decomposition. That's what we're doing. So we have negative 9w plus 14. This is divided by 4w squared minus 4w minus 15. Alright, so I'm going to try to factor the denominator. 4 times 15 gives me 60. I'll write that over here. Not 16, 60. And we're going to write the factors of 60. We're looking for numbers that when we subtract, we get 4. 1 and 60, 2 and 30, 3 and 20, 4 and 15, 5 and 12, 6 and 10, and I think that's it. 6 minus 10 minus 6 will give me 4. So this fraction is going to be 9w plus 14, and then on the bottom are 2 factored forms. So when we have a leading coefficient, I do things a little bit different. So I don't know whether to put the 4 here, or if it should be 2 and 2. So I put a 4 in both. So I'm going to have to do an extra step. Now this is incorrect, so I just mark it as wrong. But we're going to fix it. Split up the w's, the w squared, and then add these 6 and 10. We need these to be negative 4. So when I subtract, that means if it's going to be negative, the bigger number is going to be negative. This has to be positive, opposite signs. So I factor it, but again, they're not both supposed to be a 4, so I'm going to reduce. Reduce is just divide by the biggest common factor and leave it off. So I'm going to divide both of these by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2, plus 6 divided by 2 is 3, and we just get rid of it. That's going to correct what we didn't do correct the first time. Divide both of these by 2, they're both even. So 2w by 10 divided by 2 is 5. So this is going to be the factor form. The minus 9w plus 14 is still on the top. Okay, so when I split this up, I'm going to have 2 fractions. One denominator is going to be the 2w plus 3, and the other one is going to be 2w minus 5. We can always write plus. It could be a minus, but you can say plus a negative. And then we're going to just put variables to represent the numerators. And so when it says break it up into partial fractions, they're looking for you to do something like this. You're going to just factor out the denominator. And so if you were to split it up, what 2 fractions did you start with that you added together or subtracted to get this? I use lowercase, they want uppercase.